In the aftermath of our incredible winning title as the 2020 Jorvik Jumping Association Grand Prix champions, I wanted to take this time to recognize the reason why I was there at all. Jupiter. This horse has overcome so many boundaries and so many endless outcomes that it's time for him to truly tell his story. So, this is Jupiter's journey. Jupiter was born on December 5th at Elms Elect, a famous equestrian facility located in the heart of New Hillcrest. From the moment he was born, the staff at Elms Elect said that Jupiter never stopped moving. He was constantly moving around the field, galloping, cantering, trying to make friends, and they said that he was such a bright little foal to have around. And his behavior never changed. The staff at Elms Elect still rave to this day that Jupiter was born the horse he was meant to be, and he was not shy about that. He always made friends in the pasture, and he had such a specialness to him. His elegant movements contrasted with his amazing personality just made for a well-rounded horse, and he was a perfect candidate for a potential jumper. With Elms Elect being a top-quality, high-prospect breeding facility for jumpers, they knew that they couldn't keep Jupiter for long. This was a secret that could never be hidden. Jupiter had talent, and that talent needed to be shown. So in due time, this ad was posted. Space Racer, also known as Jupiter, is a high jumper prospect. His name says it all. This exceptional gelding truly defies gravity in jumping. Racing at the speed of light, this prospect might be too good to miss, but for the right home, he will go far. Serious inquiries only. Up for sale or willing to lease? Please contact Sarah Conan at Elms Elect for more information. And that's where Cara comes into the picture. I tried out Jupiter first in March. It was not something I was planning on at all, but the timing just fell right in my hands. Jupiter's ad caught my eye the second it was posted, but I wasn't the only one trying to try him out. They said that Jupiter had been tried out by multiple different riders before, and everyone had loved him. It's just that Jupiter's spunkiness wasn't showing in his personality with those riders, so they wanted to wait until they found someone that he could be himself with. And luckily enough, our ride went so well and he was so spunky and excited. I remember the wind would pick up in his mane and his tail, and he would just get so giddy it was almost like he was laughing on the inside. I still remember this day like it was yesterday, because honestly I've never had a ride like that, and even though it was in a tiny pasture at the back of Elms Elect, it was one of the most special rides of my entire life. Elms Elect was not shy in the fact that they were determined to find Jupiter a home where he felt comfortable expressing his true personality with his rider and not being put under pressure to win big titles, which, shortly after Cara put in her offer, you can only imagine where he ended up. We worked every single day. I honestly can't remember a day that we didn't work. It wasn't just because I wanted to, but Jupiter was such a high-strung, high-energy horse that he needed the consistent exercise to maintain such a balance between his riding and gaits. It wasn't long before we quickly moved into show jumping meter-plus jumps, and I truly felt like Jupiter could jump the Great Wall of China. This horse was incredible. He never looked at the jumps, never hesitated, and he didn't need a lot of leg. All he wanted to do was jump, and that was all in him. I was just the one guiding him. And with the quickly built traction between Cara and Jupiter, you can only imagine that their journey was just beginning. The titles started to pour in. It was almost like as soon as you laid your eyes on Jupiter at a competition, he had it. It wasn't me, it was Jupiter. He's the one that secured all of our titles, and I can't even describe it in words, but this horse just had it always. He never had an off day, and even when he did, it surpassed so many horses' good days. It was amazing. moved forward and up into so many competitions, and it honestly amazed me that Jupiter never got tired of it. He loved the atmosphere, he thrived in the pressure that was put on by the crowds, by the media. He knew what he was doing and he knew he was there to do it. So he would just go and claim the title and we would leave, and then the next day there would be another one. It was like he lived to see the ribbons next to his eyes when we would do our victory laps. It was truly incredible, and this horse loved winning just as much as I did. But just as soon as it all went up, it all came crashing down. There wasn't a split second that even described it. It went from good to nothing. Jupiter's body language changed. Cara was why. Jupiter was so connected to Cara that his hormones and the way he acted bounced off of hers. Cara was losing herself in the titles, and this was only affecting Jupiter in worse ways than you can imagine. Jupiter tried to keep going for her, but he knew it was only damaging her further. The media attacked both of them, although it was only truly Cara cracking at the seams. Jupiter's body language and his performance completely changed because he was afraid. He didn't even know who was riding him. And so you can only imagine what happened next. Just 24 hours before Cara was pronounced missing in Jorvik, this article was posted. Before proceeding, if you would like to know the entire story of Cara Marie Delvis's case, you can follow the links in my description to the documentary located on my channel. It is a 4-part series and it is very crucial in determining the next steps of what happened to Jupiter. This is the true story of what happened to Jupiter during the time that Cara was missing, and these are true photos from the scenes of the crimes that he was put into. The unknown buyer, who has since been unveiled as the leader of an illegal betting ring for competition horses, took Jupiter to this location and stored him there for 2 years. These photos were uncovered from a camera that he had kept documenting the time Jupiter was there, and as you can see, the discomfort is very prominent. After a year of captivity, with Jupiter being the horse that he is, he found an escape, and he ran from the nightmare that he was living in. Which, you know, if you've been following Cara and Jupiter's story, led Jupiter right into my hands at Golden Leaf Stables. It's crazy to imagine the odds that Jupiter defied during his time of growing up. However, this horse has brought such incredible heights and limits to the Jorvik Jumping Association and Jorvik as a whole. He's truly defied all odds that were put against him, and he is a horse whose name will be forever remembered.